Hey everybody, this is Myra from Intuitive Readings by Myra with your weekly energy reading for the week of November the 12th. I hope that you guys have had a good week. I just want to remind you that these readings are general in nature, so everything may not resonate for you, but take with you what does and leave what doesn't. If you like my content or if you want to schedule an appointment with me, you can subscribe to Intuitive Myra. And if you want to schedule an appointment, you can reach me at intuitivereadingsbymyra.com. So let's get into it and see what the energy is for this upcoming week. Okay, let's see. Two more shuffles. I can't believe how quick November is flying by. Everybody's starting to prepare for Thanksgiving, and before we know it, we'll be celebrating a new year. All right, my dear. Let's see what we got going on. No negative energy, but there is a lot of healing that needs to be done. I feel like somebody is owed an apology, but you're going to have to just be okay with not receiving that apology. It's hard sometimes, especially when you know that you haven't done anything wrong and you always being the bigger person. Sometimes we get tired of being the bigger person, but just accept the fact that they're not going to apologize. Just because they don't apologize does not mean that they're not sorry, but some people are just incapable of admitting their wrongs, and they're incapable of saying that they're sorry. So surrender to it, feel what you need to feel on your end, and let it go so that you don't remain stagnant and stuck in that same energy. Healing energy and intuition and downloads, these kind of go hand in hand. There is a lot of healing energy that's surrounding you guys. And I don't think that you even realize it because there's been so many heavy things that's been going on with work, with your love life, with just life in general, that you may feel a little bit detached and like your guardian angels and your ancestors and the people that protect you in the spiritual realm, you're like, where are they? I haven't felt any energy. Where are they? But this is just a reminder and a confirmation to you that they are still around. You may not always feel it the way you anticipate, but they are around. So remember that. So I know I've said this in one of my weekly readings before, that trouble don't last always. And this is the same thing. Try not to stay stuck and realize that things are going to get better and that you are constantly covered. Even though sometimes we have to go through some things that we don't understand and it hurts like hell. I mean, you're like, what did I do to deserve this? But trouble doesn't last always. And just know that your time is coming for you to come out on the other side. But your ancestors, your guardian angels, they are always constantly keeping you covered. And even though things seem like they're really, really bad, they're not as bad as they could have been. So just remember that. Know that your prayers are being heard and some prayers are getting ready to be answered. Intuition and downloads. You have been feeling like you are a little bit crazy or out of sorts. That's because there's been a lot of downloads happening since the veil was super thin at the end of October. Now's the time for you to embrace that stuff. That little voice that you hear in your head that tells you something or gives you a message, pay attention to it. A lot of times, we don't pay attention to that little voice. And that's the reason why we end up in some of the situations that we end up in. You think, oh, that little voice, like, okay, am I crazy? What's going on? But start paying attention to it. Also, too, I tell my clients to start trying to work on meditation because that'll allow you to be able to hear, what messages spirit has for you a lot clearer. And also, too, to feel and know when things are being downloaded into your system for you to do. You know how you wake up and you might feel like some things are deja vu or like, I already knew that. That's what it is. You've been receiving downloads, but you just didn't know what to do with it. So start meditating so that you can start experiencing that good energy and using your intuition so that that can help you to see things a lot clearer and also help you make some better choices than you've been making. Inner child healing, there's healing that needs to be done. And I'm going to move this right here beside this one, inner child healing, friendships and union. There are some friendships that need to be mended. Now, I'm a firm believer that you admit when you're wrong, and if it's worth saving, no matter relationship, friendship, or whatever, you move forward. But also too, I'm a firm believer that every friendship is not meant to be saved. Sometimes even in our friendships, they can be like an abusive relationship. So just make sure that this friendship that you've been concerned about, I feel like you guys have been separated for a little bit and maybe not talking. You feel like, or they've said to you that it's such a small thing, I can't believe that you're acting that way. But to you, it's a big thing. Don't let somebody else belittle the way that you're feeling. I do agree, though, that some of the way that you respond come from some stuff that you are bringing from your childhood. We all bring stuff from our childhood, sometimes that we don't even realize. So just kind of take a step back and analyze yourself and see what things that are coming up for you from your childhood. Maybe a sense of abandonment, maybe you didn't feel like your voice was being heard. It could be a lot of things that could be coming up that could be affecting this friendship. So just take a step back and see if you can recognize any of those triggers that's maybe from your childhood that wasn't healed, and then make the decision about if you want to continue with this friendship or not. If you don't want to continue with the friendship, there's nothing wrong with it. Life is short, and you don't need to have people in your life that are taking, and not giving in return. So really, really sit back, evaluate yourself, go through that checklist. And as long as you realize that you're good, you haven't done anything wrong, you feel like you're not bringing anything from any other areas in your life into this situation, that they really did hurt your feelings or that they really did do you wrong, then be okay with that and keep moving. The final card, yes. This week is going to be a yes week for a lot of us. There's a lot of things that have been up in the air. I feel like that there's somebody that was waiting to hear about moving into their home or apartment or something like that. And it seemed like the situation was just dragging out. You're going to hear yes. There's some of us that are going to get raises on our jobs. That's going to go into effect at the first of the year. You're going to hear yes. There's also some people that are contemplating talking to their significant other about moving forward in their relationship, be it marriage, moving in together, just taking the next step to go to that next level. And you're going to hear yes. We're going into a season now where, as we're wrapping up with the new year, that all of our no's are coming to pass and turning into yeses. You put the work in that you needed to put in for it. And I'm really, really excited about this yes card for all of us, because some of us really, really need this yes, especially for the person that's waiting to hear about moving into their home. I'm super, super excited for you. And it really brings up a lot of emotion for me, because I feel how hard you've been working on your credit, saving and just trying to get everything, just right. And your dream was to try to be in your home before the holiday season. And even though it's going to be cutting it close, um, I feel like that you're going to be able to be in your home by Thanksgiving, but not settled and set up yet. But I do feel like you'll be able to have your first Christmas in your home. So I say congratulations to you. As always, thank you guys so much for tuning in and listening. As I said, this is a general reading, so take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Again, if you want to have an appointment with me, you can go to intuitivereadingsbymyra.com and like and subscribe. Have a great day.